All good.
Batman, on my level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video, and today we are going to be ranking every single manager in the Premier League, the best to the worst. This should be interesting, especially when it comes to Oli. But how are you two doing?
I'm all blessed, man. Big up for having me. Obviously, a regular Tuesday thing now. I'm loving it, man. The people are loving it. Can't lie. When you said about this one, this is the most difficult one I've ever had to do. Like, I was sitting ranking 20 to 1. So you've made our life easier with what you're going to do for the people. But it's going to be a sick one, man. I think there's a few hot names that are going to be debated contestedly.
Biz, how you doing?
Yeah, man, not too bad. Just come off the back of a weekend, Jamaica Independence Day. Went to watch my boy perform. Yeah, it was a good little weekend. But today's debate, bruv, I ain't gonna lie, it's a techie one still. It's a techie one, bruv, man. Had me doing up stats and all that and getting all these infos and that.
Instead of Statman Bains, it was Statman Biz.
Statman Biz today, fam. Come on.
Listen, big up everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you subscribe to Never Foul as well. The link will be in the title. You don't have to go off the video. You can just click it. But let's get started. We'll start from left and work our way down. Oh yeah, big up Twitch as well. Make sure you go follow that. Roll to 100 followers, I think it is. Sick. But anyway, Mikel Arteta. What are we saying on him?
Well, with Arteta, you've not had a better way to get the know-how of coaching and managing than working with someone like Pep Guardiola. I think what we saw with Arteta at Man City, which is different to what he does at Arsenal, is that he was more the players manager. I think my friend's obviously a big Man City fan. He said that Arteta was there more to maintain relationships and keep that link between player and manager and coaches. And now you're at Arsenal, you're actually the head of the ship right now. You're steering away from the icebergs. And at the moment, for Arsenal fans, it seems like Arteta is just steering into icebergs. Has he overachieved? No. Like, I think that Arsenal team is bang average. But the thing that annoys me is that he's actually won a trophy. So this is where it gets techie because managers are there to win trophies. So for me, I'll probably say right now, below average, crunching my toes.
Fully agree. If he didn't win that FA Cup, I'd say poor because back-to-back 8th position for Arsenal is atrocious. Come on, man. Let's not beat around the bush, man. This guy has taken Arsenal to a mediocre club where Arsenal were they were scraping around top 4, top 6, guaranteed. Now, like, to be fair, bro, they could even drop lower this season. With everyone else's transfers window going pretty decent around them, like the likes of Leicester, Villa, Everton, and obviously getting a new manager. So for me, I mean, I'm looking at his win ratio. I think it's 52%, which is not too bad, but should be a little bit better. He's won 45 out of 86 wins, 17 defeats. But I feel like the FA Cup is just keeping him at that job right now. And if he has another Christmas like he does last year, he's going right into the pool and potentially he's going to lose his job.
With Arteta, yeah, this is what I say about him. I think he might be a half-decent coach, but as a manager, I still got massive question marks over him. How he's handled a couple situations like Guendouzi and stuff, which is why I'm kind of like... And obviously he's won a trophy, so I'll put him in below average for now.
Okay, so we all agreed. Okay.
But I do think Arteta...
Do you think he's a good coach? Be real, because like...
half-decent.
Do you know what? I've seen him... he does get it right in a couple of games, but for the majority, like, I don't know if he knows his best team yet. Like, I'm watching Arsenal preseason, and then sometimes, and the Chelsea game, they're playing with a high line, and then when they play against Tottenham, it's just backs to the walls. And
the only reason I think he's a half-decent coach here, because remember when Gary Neville said these Arsenal defenders are uncoachable? Arsenal kind of do... they are kind of hard to beat, let's be honest.
Yeah,
I get it. They are, but I feel like Arsenal don't want to be a club that's hard to beat. They want to be winning games. That's the difference in mentality. You don't want to be an Arsenal fan and saying to people, "Yeah, but we're hard to beat." like that. I feel like when you're doing that, you're already scratching the surface for some positives. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think Arsenal want to be achieving more than that.
People are saying he's poor. The only reason I can't say poor because he's still won the FA Cup and you still have to give him some sort of credit for that. Which is why I would say below average for now, innit? And I think everyone agrees with that on the majority.
100%. I'm worried for them. If I'm totally honest, obviously we'll probably talk about it later on in the show, but I'm worried for them going into the season with the strength of other teams around them that are looking to overtake them into that pedestal, the Europa League.
To be fair, it literally just depends on signings. Let's see if they can get a James Maddison in or something.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway,
100%.
Rafa Benitez. This should be an interesting one. What are you two saying on him?
Biz.
Fine, you want me to go?
You know what? I'm gonna lie. I'd have to probably say above average, because he's got good honours on him, man. Champions League winner. I'd have to say above average, man. He's actually had a decent managerial career. I know, like he's gone to Real Madrid and it's not been what it should have been. Inter Milan, but Liverpool, he done pretty well. Came really close to winning the league title there. Newcastle, he done what he could have done under a crazy regime, and I'd say above average, man. He's a decent manager.
Where people are saying they want another tier. Do you want another tier between elite and above average?
Yeah.
So what? Very good. Elite, world class. So what's below above average?
Or
top manager. Yeah, top manager. That's a good one. Yeah. Top manager then.
Because I'd say
I like this one.
in between.
You know what? I like this podcast, because even everyone in the comments, like, it can get everyone involved in it. Like Bains even said
my days, what have I done?
I'll just chat while you're doing that anyway. No one can fully agree on like this sort of pod. It's good because it's a hot debate in it. It's a hot debate. Definitely. I'm gonna while Bains is doing this, obviously you can find us at Never a Foul. Myself and RBiz, we run the Man United podcast, Trafford Tunnel. So make sure you go and check Trafford Tunnel, and then you can follow us also at Never a Foul on all platforms as well. And you can find all our podcasts there, man. So big up Bains for having us all the time. Rafa Benitez, I'm gonna go above average as well. But now he's put above average in there. I'm gonna go top manager,
I was going to say that. Just looking at his honours, with Valencia, I know they got to 2 Champions League finals and lost, but he got them there, and they won 2 La Ligas as well in between Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Exactly, like
also won the Europa League with Chelsea, didn't he?
Europa League, and he won the UEFA Cup with Valencia also. So.
He's done a lot, man. Like he won Europa, he won the Coppa Italia. He went to Napoli, even won the Coppa Italia there when they were struggling to win trophies.
Yeah.
He brought that there. I was looking at it now. FA Cup, obviously Liverpool, Valencia. For me, that's the standout as well. When you've got Barcelona, Real Madrid dominating in that sort of era, and to break up that period over 38 games, I think that's remarkable. And I think the thing is about Rafa Benitez, which I really like, is that yes, he went to Real Madrid and it kind of did flop for him, but he's managed teams like Valencia, Liverpool, Chelsea's, Napoli's. They're not all the top of their leagues. They're always like the 3rd or 4th. Like Valencia back then were always like with Pablo Weimar and that. They were the 3rd or 4th best club. You got Liverpool, who back then when he managed them, they weren't the top of the Premier League. You've got Chelsea, who were going for a bit of a up and down time then. You've got Inter Milan. I think he took over them when Mourinho, or was it the year before Mourinho won the treble? Yeah. And he hasn't been at the top clubs at the top time. He's always been just when they're like just below that, fighting for them recognitions, and to win trophies, to come out always battling, and to be held in high regard. I think he's got to be a top manager, man. If you're not a top manager with his CV, then what's a top manager? That's how I break it down.
Listen,
what do you say,
I'm having an absolute mare right now. My comments are frozen, so I'm going to jump back out and come back in. Yeah, you lot just carry on the show for a second.
Yeah.
You see him as a top manager, like, I feel like the above average is just the right level for him, because every time it was that time to step up to be a top manager for a big club and continue the success, he almost failed. So for me, I'd say above average. But I know with the CV, with what he's got, he's top manager. But I just feel like when he was at the top clubs,
He couldn't go to elite.
I'd say
people are agreeing with you here anyway. What you're saying, so yeah, man.
Well, so we're all saying top manager, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say
I'm
like
saying above average. I am saying above average.
I can't lie, yeah. I would say top manager just because they're looking at all the other managers on the list, innit? Because I think, listen, just look at the guy's CV. He's done it every way. He had I'll say difficult time at Newcastle, but even then, yeah, you still have to give him credit. I think he got Newcastle relegated and he still stayed with them and got them back up, didn't he?
Yeah. But his ratio is like Steve Bruce has got a better first 50 games.
I hear that, yeah, but you see Rafa Benitez, the guy did not get backed at all at Newcastle.
Yeah, but I'd say at the same level as Bruce, to be fair. I know Bruce has spent more money, but we're in a different time zone when the transfer market is just fully inflated. So I'm not saying Bruce is on his level, yeah, before the comments go mad on me and try to come for me and that, yeah. But I'm just saying, innit, like when he was at Newcastle on them team levels, like he wasn't really much better than what Bruce is right now. So that's why I'd say above average.
Quickly, Bains, I know you're going to move on. How are you, man, seeing he's going to get on at Everton? Because the only quickly thing I want to say is they've not given him no money to spend. When you look at Ancelotti, when he came in, they said, right, we're going to back you and we're going to invest. They've invested, and let's be honest, the results weren't as great as what they wanted when they had Ancelotti. Now, he's got the same squad as what Ancelotti's got, and it looks like the board has said to him, I'm not going to give you money until you prove that you've got the right squad and you can work with this squad, and then we'll let you invest. How do you, man, see him getting on Everton? Because I think it's a techie job. It's going to be intriguing.
I think obviously the Sigurdsson situation don't help. James Rodriguez wants to leave. So like in terms of creativity, Everton could struggle in it. And I think like with someone like Rafa, yeah, like don't get me wrong, defensively he will get Everton secure, but even then it's still I just think they're lacking up top kind of thing, innit? And obviously I think Everton are also building a new stadium, innit?
Yes.
So maybe that's where the funds are going, and Everton have kind of like sacrificed the season in a way. Which is why I do kind of feel sorry for Rafa, but listen.
This is another test. This is another, it's a good test for him. I think this is going to be very intriguing, this test.
I think the two transfers he's brought in have not been too bad, Townsend and Damari Gray. I think, I know it's not a level above, but Everton have always needed squad depth, and they've not had that. That's why when players like Allen drops, who's really going to come in and do the job?
Yeah, Tom Davies in the same level.
Davies, I mean, Delph is not what he was 5-6 years ago, so... You know, I feel like he's getting that squad depth in, and I think he'll do all right. I mean, I don't know what Everton's expectations would be this season, but I'd say more or less the same as last season. I think where did they finish last season? Is it 8th?
Yeah, I like this comment here. I think 9th, 10th. Yeah, 8th.
Yeah, 9th, 10th. Yeah, top 10 finish, man. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
The people are saying top managers don't finish mid-table here, but I think you kind of have to understand this is Benitez's first season. The squad ain't the best. Most of the squad, for example, last season had bare injuries and stuff, innit? And Carlo Ancelotti did kind of struggle with it. And they were playing like it won't be a wing-back at times, which kind of says it all.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, you're right. And even left back, I think they had like Mason Holgate sometimes filling in because Bains was obviously out, and then Lucas Digne got injured. So
yeah, they're lacking a big squad depth right now.
Next manager, Marcelo Bielsa. This should be an interesting one.
Because I think you should start with this, Bains.
I've got him above average. Because I know like people in the comments are gonna like gas up Leeds and stuff, innit? But it's kind of like you see with Bielsa, I do think at times that Leeds side had been quite naive, especially at the start of the season. But to be fair, towards the end of the season, their defensive record did get a lot better. And I think Bielsa as a manager as a whole, I wouldn't say he has the kind of like pedigree of a Rafa Benitez in my eyes.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think with Bielsa, there's two sides to the pie. He's an elite coach, but then when you favor in when you put in the manager side of it, that's when it comes together. And I think as a collective, it's above average. I think obviously I know he was sick at Marseille and so forth, and I think he's done well. I think it was Argentina or Chile who managed there. Not saying he's done well, but his credentials that he's managed them on his CV obviously look good. But I just think when you're in this modern day management now, it's about a collective. I think he brings in some good signings. I think Rafinha was a very shrewd buy. I think that was a great purchase from Rennes last year. I just feel like I need to see more of what he can do at Leeds, maybe getting them further into cup competitions as well. Because if you think about it, no one really spoke about Leeds and cup competitions. FA Cup, where were they? You know, Carabao Cup, where were they? Like, they've had good performances for Leeds, but they're so inconsistent that they could concede 4 in a game. They lost to Ajax the other day, 4-0. I think they got pumped before that, 3-1 in pre-season. I think he's a top coach, but manager-wise, that brings him down. And I think, like you said, naivety, not being adaptable, like, he just plays one way. And I think a top manager is able to change things. And that's what Benitez or like Pep, as we'll get to, and stuff can do. Unfortunately, I don't think Bielsa can do that. We're going to see the same Leeds as what we saw last season.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I disagree a little bit on his like mentality, like, because I feel like he's a modern manager, but with an old school mindset. So like, he's what Jose Mourinho should be now. He should be adapting to the systems of, you know, working with the younger players of this generation. But I feel like this season, again, for Leeds, just to finish in the Premier League, yeah, it would be nice to have a good little cup run for them and League Cup run as well. But I feel like they're just concentrating on just staying in the Premier League, being out of it for 16 years, a very long time. And from that achievement that he brought them back in, he's not going to want to ruin that, having to put all his eggs in one basket and trying to win a cup and potentially getting relegated.
Okay, but we're looking at Leeds United now, yeah? All of us remember David O'Leary, them days, you know, Mark Viduka, Lee Bowen, that getting in the Champions League and so forth, yeah, back in the early 2000s. Leeds have now stayed in the Premier League, yeah? They haven't been too busy in the transfer market, let's be honest. So what are you, man, saying is the next step for Leeds? Because Leeds is a club, yeah? Traditionally, they want to be in the top 10. They want to try and get back into Europe. So is it another steady ship of them, man, stay in the Premier League, then next year they invest? Or are you, man, expecting them to do bigger heights this year?
I think a mid-table finish right now for Leeds is fair, innit? Potentially just targeting that European Conference place. I think if they do that, brilliant season for Leeds.
Yeah, I think mid-table is a good finish. Yeah, if they ended the league top half of the table, people would be like, do you know what, big them up.
Yeah, top half finish, man. I mean, if they are to get relegated, like, it's a downer on his CV. And it's a downer for Leeds as well, because 16 years without being in the Premier League, top flight. And obviously Leeds have got massive accolades as one of the biggest clubs in English football. They need to be in Premier League football. And for now, they need to just sustain that.
Yeah. We'll go. Well, I'm going above average on Bielsa.
Yeah, I'd say above average.
And I think I said the exact same thing.
There we go.
Next manager.
It's sorted out nicely.
Steve Bruce. For me, I think he's one of the worst managers in the league, innit? So I'm going to go Paul straight away.
Hey, listen.
Weird, my name's Steve Bruce, and I've just signed Alan St. Maximin.
Hey, Steve Bruce, yeah. Bless you. Do you know what? I don't ever want to gun Steve. Bless his heart, man, because I feel like he just wants to try, but he's just a yes man for Newcastle. I think he's got to be poor, man. Like, individual brilliances just gets them out of games. They sit there with a back five and they would win or draw 0-0 or 1-0 every week if they could. If it weren't for St. Maximin, who I think also is a top player, by the way. I think St. Max can go top 6, definitely. Callum Wilson, obviously, when he stays fit, getting them a lot of goals. Other than that, nah. Pie and mash. That is a perfect saying, you know. He's a pie and mash manager. So, yeah, I'm just going to go poor. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. His job every year is to keep Newcastle in the Premier League. And, you know, that's what he does.
I'd say poor, but, I mean, there are some pros in his game, man. I feel like he's got Willock playing some great football. Callum Wilson as well.
Wait, do you not actually rate Willock, or do you think that was just a purple patch? Because for me, I think that's just a purple patch last season. I don't think the guy's anything special in my eyes.
I think he just gives them something that they don't have, so he stands out. He's got their legs and their energy to get box to box. They don't have anyone arriving there, so now they've got someone.
So we've got Arteta in below average, and he's already been managing for a year and a half. Yeah, and he couldn't get the best out of Willock, and that's what Arsenal needed. He needed someone from the midfield who can score goals and create. He didn't do that. Bruce got that in a worse Newcastle team.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I can't tell if he actually did or if it was actually just kind of like Willock finally playing, having the freedom and getting goals. Because I think Newcastle are going to sign Willock again this summer, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it looks
So
like
that should
probably
be interesting to
25
see.
mil. Yeah, I just think he gives Newcastle something they don't have. Like when you look at Shelby, Isaac Hayden, the Longstaff brothers, who out of them does box to box, getting on the end of things? Willock's that guy for them. So he stands out in a team that's poor because he's got no one else fighting for him in that position. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see for 25 million what he does. Yeah, it might be a bit of a Willock hype, but I just think Bruce is poor, man. I think if you give a better manager that team and get a couple signings in, they've got a 6 stadium, man. Like Newcastle could be sick. Like
I think it's more of an ownership problem at Newcastle than it is a managerial problem.
Yeah, smash the line.
I'm kind of like in both in between, innit? I don't think Steve Bruce is good enough, but at the same time, the owners are basically ruined that club, innit?
Yeah.
But one thing I would say, Callum Wilson, if he can stay fully fit, is a massive bonus. Because he will guarantee
him and
goals.
St. Max, him and St. Max is dangerous. Like I'm a big fan of St. Max.
I like Fraser from the left as well. Next to Maximum on the right. It's actually quite a decent forward line if you think about it. Dwight Gale. I mean, Dwight Gale's not a bad striker. He's just not consistent. He's one of them ones. He's sick in the Championship. He'll get you 20, 30 goals. But when it comes to the Premier League, he's just that guy who might just about get double figures. But
yeah,
this is where it comes to squad depth. They just don't have it, innit? And for what Bruce has got, I feel like he's done all right at Newcastle, man. I don't think you could ask for any more. But yeah, poor.
Yeah. Dean Smith now. For me, the thing is here, I know he done well with Villa last year, but I would still say average. Because I think last year, a lot of it was kind of reliant on Jack Grealish. And we saw when Jack Grealish got injured, for example, downward spiral for them kind of thing.
Do you know what? I think average because we see what he did at Brentford. Like he had a couple near misses, and you can see that like the Brentford fans liked him, the Brentford players liked him. I think as a players relationship manager, he's really good. He has a good connection with his players, his staff as well. And I think what's impressed me the most, which is definitely going to put me in the average category for him, I wouldn't say below, but definitely in the average category, is that the signings he's made, and obviously the owner come out and done a statement the other day, Grealish was going if the 100 million clause was met. We didn't want to kind of sell him until we got players in. To sign Buendia, Leon Bailey, get Axel Tuanzebe on loan, and I feel like they've got another player. I can't think who it is now. Danny Ings, how can I forget? There you go. Like that, let's be honest, that's a brilliant window, man. You've got Bailey there who can cut in from the left or right. He's a creative winger who scores goals, gets assists. You've got Danny Ings, who I feel is a bit different to Watkins because Watkins works hard. He sort of, is someone you need in that side. He's rugged, but Ings is there to put the icing on the cake. And then you've got Buendia there who provides that sort of creativity and guile that when they don't have like McGinn and they've got McGinn, Nakamba, and I can't remember who else, Douglas Luiz. He gives them something that they don't have in midfield. So I think the signings, I've got to big them up. I don't know whether it's Dean Smith or the recruiting staff, but for me, big boy signings. And I think this is the year now where we can say, do you know what, the shackles off Grealish now. What can you now do, Dean Smith, with Aston Villa, rather than what can you do, Grealish, with Aston Villa?
I think they also got another like director of footballing or something last year. Someone that sorted out the signings and stuff.
Yeah.
That would make complete sense because if I was man on podcast 6 months ago and you said Villa would be signing Leon Bailey and Buendia and Danny Ings, I would have been like, do you know what, quality signings for that type of side, and they've actually gone out and done it. And I think the best part about it was Danny Ings. No rumours, no journalists. Bang! Aston Villa announced Danny Ings, and everyone was just like, what? And that is a brilliant way to do business. So I'm intrigued to see how Dean Smith does as a whole with Aston Villa now. Now Grealish is gone because I don't feel like it's Jack Grealish Football Club. It's now Aston Villa again.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, as well with Dean Smith, what I kind of like about him is that he knows his 11. Like every week, it's going to be the same 11. But I feel like that's what hindered Villa's position mid-table, obviously, and then obviously losing Grealish as well. But now with the recruitments that they've made, now they've got squad depth now. So potentially they could literally push on. Man like Hudson, who made the big boy bet last year on Never a Foul, in top 8. And to be honest, I thought they were good enough to get top 8. And obviously, once they lost Grealish, it kind of went down the pan. But I feel like they can kick on this season. I think they finished 11th. I'd be looking Villa fans this year.
Top half.
Top 10. Yeah, top 10 finish.
I've actually had, I don't want to talk about promote gambling, by the way, people, but I've had a little bet on them to finish top half. It was 10 to 11, and I thought that's good odds.
Ashley Young signed for them as well. Just
Oh,
remember
Oh
that.
my
yes,
days.
He
yeah.
scored the other day when they won 3-1.
Wow. Yeah, Young.
Wow. You know what? They've actually got a real good squad depth now. You know,
I'm
so
intrigued
now
to
he
see who's
can
going to be.
change.
I wonder who's going to be on penalties for them as well. You know, Danny Ings.
Yeah, probably will be Danny Ings.
He used to be Ashley Young as well when he was there.
Yeah.
What
Wow. Yeah,
you know what I say about Villa? This situation kind of reminds me of Coutinho at Liverpool. Yeah, you see Coutinho at Liverpool. They lost him. He was like the marquee guy in it, and they reinvested in the squad as a whole, and they won the Champions League, Premier League. For Leicester's sake, they could do something similar. I mean, not Leicester, Villa's sake.
Villa.
Yeah.
They've lost Jack Grealish now. Hopefully, as an all-round team, they become a better team.
Yeah. I'm excited to see them. I think their first game of the season is Watford away, and then they've got Brentford at home and someone else at home. They've got 3 easy games.
Big up William, because that's a good question. Watkins or Ings, or do they?
Why
play
not
2?
both?
I think you see the other day.
Do you think that if they change the system now and go to 3 at the back, that completely changed everything that they done last season, where they played 4 at the back, 2 in the middle?
I hear that, yeah, but I think the preseason game the other day, I think they played a 4-4-2 with Watkins and Ings up top, innit? And I think at Brentford at times, Watkins also played out wide.
Yeah, he can play out wide. I think what they're going to try and do is they're going to have Watkins sort of dropping in the hole and leave one up front, and they're going to alternate, one dropping in the pockets and one staying up there. I think if you have both of them...
I'm not sure Watkins can do that, though.
He likes dropping in the pockets. He does. He likes dropping in and that. He does, because he's very good at hold-up play. So he comes in, fills in, and then he can lay it off to man. And if you've got Ings there who can then get it in, they can spin it out wide, get crosses into the box. Ings is there to sort of tap it home, them low-driven crosses in that. I think football's changed so much that a lot of teams don't play with 2 up top. But if you could have, there you go, the comment I was about to say diamond. Yeah, if you could even have a diamond or a 4-3-1-2, and then have your Buendia behind. That's why Bailey's such a great weapon for them, because I feel like, I know they've got Birch and Traore, right? But with Bailey, he's not the type that's going to demand to start every game. You can play some games where, Ings, we all know about his injury prone. Yeah, his injuries as well.
Demand to start every game. His dad is ruthless, and his dad's his agent.
Swear.
His dad does a podcast. He signed for Aston Villa because he wanted first team football, because he wasn't getting that at Leverkusen. So he's going to be demanding first team football. So this is a problem now for Villa. Now, I mean, they've got the squad depth now, but it's the system now that they need to.
Do you know what? What would you man pick? Say, forget their defense then, or like from it. If you ask man of Villa managers now, what are we picking as their team?
I would just stick with a 4-2-3-1. Don't change what's not broken from last year.
Yeah.
What? And are you putting Watkins on the left then?
Watkins can either play out wide or be on the bench or rotate with Danny Ings, because Danny Ings can't play every single game because of his injury.
Nah, he's injury prone.
Yeah, I'd say leave it as it is, man, and obviously just put Bailey out on the left.
Bailey on the right, cutting in.
Yeah, I'm not sure Buendia might not even get start, to be fair, because obviously they like to use Louise, McGinn, and
I think Buendia will play on the right.
Who's the other midfielder they got? Louise.
They've got Nakamba. He's on the bench though.
No. Somebody else I'm forgetting.
McGinn.
They played majority.
McGinn. And then Grealish.
El Ghazi, isn't it? El Ghazi?
Yeah, he takes penalties for them. He started pre-season as well. Do you know what? It's good dilemmas, man. I'm intrigued to see how they play against Watford away, first game of the season. They could go 4-4-2. They've got options. I suppose that's what they need. Yeah.
Next match. Wait, let me put Dean Smith in average. Who knows? He could be above average.
5 managers that in all different tiers.
I know where Daniel Farke's saying. Where do you think Daniel Farke should go? The Norwich manager.
Do you know what? Like, I want to say poor, but I don't. I feel like I want to say below average because he's got them up twice. And I just feel like he's not had the greatest people to work with yet. But Norwich don't actually play the deadest of football, you know. Like, when you actually watch them in the Championship, if people do, they play good football. You can tell that the thing is about Norwich, right? They're too good to be in the Championship, but they're not good enough to be in the Premier League. They're kind of that club, you know, like West Brom, where they're going to be up and down, up and down. There's no league to say, okay, Premier League B. But if there was a Premier League B, that's where they'd be. So I'm going to go just below average. I don't think he's average because I don't think he's done it yet in the Premier League where he's sustained it. But I also don't think he's poor because to get back-to-back Premier Leagues when you go down and come back up is so hard. People don't understand Championship is the hardest league in football, man. So, yeah, I'm going to go below average. That's my take on Daniel Farke, man. I think you can't put him in poor.
Yeah, I'd agree, man. Definitely below average. I feel like it's going to be a bit tougher for him as well, losing Buendia. I don't know who's going to fill that void for them now. I don't know if
Cantwell stepping up in that role at the moment. I've seen a few
he's gonna have
highlights.
to step up, and they're
Even
going to need
Cantwell's
more
been linked
goals
with
from.
midway.
They're going to need more goals from Pookie as well, because Pookie started off fantastic last time in the Prem, and then he dipped off.
Yeah, but you see, with like someone like
massively.
Timo Pukki, I don't think you can rely on him. I think he's like 31 or something now. Last time in the Prem, I think he got 11 goals, and that came with like kind of the purple patch at the start.
But yeah, and he got about 6
which
or
is
7,
why.
so.
But the thing is, I do think the guy's a decent coach, innit? So like, if there was a category between average or below average, he'd be in that. But I would say below average for now. This should be interesting as well. Billy Gilmore, how he does.
Is he gone on loan to Norwich?
Yeah.
Actually,
They lost Oliver Skip. Oliver Skip's back at Tottenham now.
Skip's been poor in pre-season.
They signed someone today as well for like 11 million.
From Werder Bremen.
Yeah, I haven't watched him play, so I can't comment. But 11, I think it's 11 million maybe.
I don't know. I saw one comment on Twitter and some guy was just violating him, innit? So let's see how he does.
Yeah, I think Gilmore's an upgrade on Skip, to be fair. So I feel like that's a very good sign in the midfield, actually. So yeah, below average, man.
This should be an interesting one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Because I'll be honest, I'm a massive fan of Graham Potter, innit? I think he done unbelievably well at Östersund's, got them into the Europa League, beat Arsenal, I think it was. I think last year, in terms of XG, they were like 6 or something. It was just that the finishes were poor. So what do you guys think of him?
I'm a big Graham Potter fan, man. I think they play brilliant football. If anything, I still don't know why Brighton have not gone in and signed a striker. I know they got that midfielder from Salzburg who's meant to be a top midfielder. They need someone on the icing on the cake. And I thought Tammy Abraham would have been the perfect suit for them, because they like a bit of sometimes crosses into the box, but also someone who, just needs to be in front of goal. So I'm surprised they haven't gone for a striker. It's hard because as a manager, I feel he's above average because I feel like he's only just started out in terms of the Premier League side of things, but you can see what he brings. However, when you say the results side and you look at Brighton, you think, oh my God, they only finished like 15th or 16th. Their performances didn't match up with their league table finish. So are we going to base it off what he's shown that the players can do, or the actual facts is that, they finished 15th, 16th?
I'll be honest, I think that was one of the biggest false positions the Premier League's ever seen in it.
Yeah,
that's how highly I think Brighton as a footballing side are very, very good to watch. Even like you saw when they played United, for example, they battered us.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
They hit the post like 5 times.
They destroyed us in that game. You know what though? I like his relationship with, is it Dan Ashworth? I think he's the head of recruitment, and I feel like they've done some wonders in getting some good youth players. Lamptey. I like who's the Belgian guy? Trossard as well.
I like him.
Just feel like they just need a finisher. Hopefully Welbeck has a good season for them as well.
Even though I think Welbeck's injured now straight away.
You see what I mean? Danny Worlds, man. Flipping hell. Yeah,
so I'll put Graham Potter in above average.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put him in with Bielsa. That's the thing I'm looking at. I'm like, raw. We're just putting him straight in.
What worries me about Potter is if I'm not sure if he's gonna what's he gonna be like when he has to make that step up, like David Moyes had to go to United.
What is the right step up of club? Because obviously a lot of Spurs fans wanted him. Say Nuno's gone there now.
I think Spurs would have been perfect for him because he likes to work with young players. Spurs got a few of them.
Do you not think if it doesn't work out for Benitez, do you not think Everton would be a good club for him with a new stadium in a couple of years' time?
Nah, man, too toxic there. I think.
Okay.
There's a lot of high potential, man. Everton ain't won nothing since the 90s, man. Like, it's probably the same as Tottenham if you think about it, but I just feel like Tottenham's more suited to him.
Kind of like the Marcelo Pochettino mode.
Similar.
Yeah. Okay. I really like Potter though. I really hope they get a striker in before the window closes, because Aaron Connolly, Neil Maupay, they're the type that need 3 chances to score. If Brighton get one chance, 1 goal, and I don't think they're the type that are going to take it. So, yeah, let's see what they do. I'm very intrigued because I'm surely Potter as a coach knows they need a striker, man.
Because they still got the Ben White money and stuff, innit?
That's what I'm saying.
Lamptey's back this season.
Who would you man put as a striker for them? Who do you man see as a good fit for them striker wise?
The thing is, it's kind of hard to find a striker, but I would have said someone like Adam Armstrong from.
I was going to say that from Blackburn, but
I think he's going to Southampton now.
He's got Southampton.
He's got Southampton. Yeah, I was going to say that. See, Southampton again, man. Good recruitment system there, man. But yeah, we'll get to Hasenhuttl soon, innit? But yeah, bruv.
Because then you're kind of looking abroad and stuff, innit, for a striker.
Yeah.
And that's always like a difficult one. Like someone said Eddie and Nketiah, man. Allow it, man. Graham Park can't work miracles with the guy.
Do you know what?
I
don't need
you know.
it, man. He's crap.
No, Nketiah's alright, you know.
For the under 21. I think he could do all right there, you know.
No, like West Ham was looking for him, but West Ham need a physical striker.
Yeah, Edward might be a good shout, you know.
They just need a finisher, and obviously at the moment, Nketiah, he's under hella pressure at Arsenal. Arsenal is just, it's horrible for any young player to be playing there right now. But I feel like a loan move for him to Brighton would be perfect. So much chances on the plate, and he's a 6-yard specialist for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm not having this Eddie. I'm not having this Eddie Nketiah.
Man, I'm saying he's washed, you know. No, I think he's all right. To be fair,
that Vlahovic, I see he's linked to Spurs actually. That the Fiorentina.
But even then, I think it's like 40-50 million pounds, and I don't see Brighton playing that much.
Yeah, they're not spending that.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Bro, what's Arsenal one, man? What are they?
Origi, you know. I don't look at him as a deadly 9. We'll see though. I see Hasenhuttl was there as well. That's a techie one, boy.
Next manager, Hasenhuttl. Because I'll be honest, I think the guy done decently well at Leipzig, innit? But I think he just struggled at Southampton. And you know what the biggest problem with Southampton for me is? I don't think their squad's good enough. Their squad is so thin in my eyes.
Yeah.
So I would say he's average.
I think he's a good man manager, man. I think he's a good man manager. He's good at picking up and rejuvenizing players, man, from real bad record-breaking defeats, man. And like we were saying, bro, the squad depth is just not there for him. But he's done enough, to be honest, man. He's done enough to keep them up. And I don't think there's not much more Southampton can really ask for with that squad. And obviously now losing Danny Ings, it's going to be a bit more difficult now for them to continue that. So so far, I think he's all right. I'd put him below average, I'd say.
Below? I think below average is a bit harsh for him.
Wow. Do you know what? The only reason I'm gonna go against you, because I know that if people went back and watched some old Never a Foul podcasts, probably about Christmas time, I actually put Hasenhuttl in my top 5 managers in the Premier League. I'm a fan. I think they were top 4, obviously, up until about Christmas. I just believe that he's one of them coaches. He's on the touchline. He demands more. I don't think he's had a great squad to work with. But when he had all his players fit at Southampton, how good were they? Let's not get it twisted. Their wheels fell off when the injuries come in, and we saw the squad of Michael Obafemi and these type of players were coming in. I feel like he's the manager that Spurs could have gone for if they didn't get Nuno. I really thought that Hasenhuttl could have done the Poch same step from Saints to Spurs. So if Graham Potter's going in above average, for me, I think Hasenhuttl needs to match that. I know he's only won the Bundesliga 2nd division. He won the Premier League Manager a month in July, I'm looking at in 2020. But I feel like his honours don't match the capabilities of what he can reach. I like him. I don't know his opinions.
You think someone like Ralph Hasenhuttl benefits of having fans in terms of the way he likes to have a pressing style of play and stuff? And fans kind of give you that extra adrenaline.
Yeah. I think
so
maybe they do.
That could be another reason why they struggled last year. Because last year they struggled big time. They got 42 points, I think it was.
Yeah, they after Christmas. They were poor. Like
they were top at one point.
Yeah, they were. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do well this year. I'm worried about Southampton, not because of the coach. I'm worried because of their squad. They've just signed Broja on loan from Chelsea, who's maybe a really talented youngster. They've signed Livramento, who's a left back from Chelsea, who's maybe really good, by the way. So this is a few of the Chelsea boys that I know. But come on now, this is Southampton, and they're signing players like that on loan. Is that going to be sustainable? Is that going to enable Ralph Hasenhuttl to improve the squad? For me, that's not going to be the case. And I think they're going to get found out quite a bit. They're in trouble. I think that.
Yeah, I did say this. I said this in my predictions the other day. I think.
Where did you put Saints?
I think 18th. I think it was. I think they'll get relegated.
Yeah. I think they're going to have to promote a lot of youth this year because I'm not sure if the money's there right now for them to be making these signings.
So what are we saying? One below average, one above average, and I said average, so we'll put him in average, innit?
Go in the middle. Yeah.
Balances itself out nicely. Next one, this is probably one of the easiest ones on the list. Jurgen Klopp, elite, simple.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I wanted him when Ferguson left. He was the first
Nah,
name I
top
wanted.
manager, bruv, man. Man nearly got Dortmund relegated. He was down at the bottom, bruv, and he got relegated with Mainz as well.
No way you're doing this. Please tell me you're joking. Listen.
These man are gonna love it in the
Liverpool,
comments.
man,
Man
bro.
just said
Bundy's
no.
Liverpool,
Top
man,
manager.
bro.
Man nearly got relegated with Mainz.
He's elite. Listen, listen. I don't care what Biz says. He's elite. This ain't
I
a
need to
debate.
crop this. I'm gonna crop this clip later. That's
I
funny,
was
man.
bottom of the league, bruv, with Dortmund at Christmas, bruv. Shook,
Listen.
bruv. Shook. Standing by the touchline, bruv. I had to get, Summer? Summer had to go and climb up to the cage, talking to the fans, telling them to chill, calm down.
Listen,
Bruv.
the guy had Jordan Henderson in Player of the Year conversations. As soon as I heard that, listen, you have to give Jurgen Klopp his
Nah,
credits.
I'm joking. It's just my
That was
Liverpool
funny,
bias
though.
hate, yeah. It's my Liverpool bias hate, yeah.
Do you know, you got to go elite, man. I just think,
He's
do
elite.
you know what? He is exactly the manager I wanted after Sir Alex left. When I saw Liverpool got him, I just thought it's over because don't you remember when Liverpool signed him as a manager? Do you remember how many injuries they were having in the first season because his demands and the energy was remarkable, yeah? And everyone was just saying, oh, like they're not cut out for it or Klopp's not going to be cut out for it. I just thought in my head, once these men get gist of this pressing game, this high energy, they're going to be a different level because if you look, they're the ones that have kind of taken Pep Ball away from Pep Ball, and now a lot of teams are going to this higher press and energy. He was like the catalyst for this sort of, you could say, universal change in football. And now they're kind of smoking that tie pack.
You know what, though? His ball does remind me of Alex Ferguson's United, like 99.
Honestly, he is Ferguson of now. Like Ferguson would never play the Pep ball. He would never do that.
No.
What Ferguson was king of doing is utilizing his squad, high energy, outscoring teams. If we outscore teams 5-3 or 4-3, we win games. And if you think about it, Klopp was winning a lot of games like that. Brendan Rodgers, when Liverpool lost the league, they were outscoring teams. They weren't great defensively. But come on, man. I just think elite manager for Klopp. And I don't know why they're saying tie pack. Am I missing something? Or are they getting me confused with Biz?
No. Because you know Ty, yeah, everyone says he's deluded and stuff, innit?
Oh,
so they're saying because you said
because my name's Ty. I was lost. Like, what's the tie?
No, not you. Not you. I think they're saying about Biz, innit? Because he didn't put Klopp
yeah.
league.
I hear that. No, I hear that, but I didn't know what the tie pack meant. Oh, so it's for the other tie from Arsenal. From Arsenal Fan TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone calls him like heavily biased and stuff, innit?
There you go. Sorry, people. If you're watching, by the way, first time, obviously, my name's Ty. That's why I was thinking, what's the tie pack? But yeah, allow it.
Tie pack, you know.
Big up you, man. Yeah, elite for me. I think we missed the boat when we didn't get him from Dortmund, man.
And now we have Oli, which we'll get onto. Next one, Bruno Lage from Wolves.
Ooh. Can I start?
Can't lie. Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, do you know what? With him, I was having a look. Obviously, he won the Portugal League with Benfica. Yeah. Won a Portuguese Football League Manager of the Year with Benfica. And then when he left, if you look at Benfica ever since, they've actually taken a bit of a dip because they didn't win the league last year. Sporting Lisbon came in and won the league for the first time in a while. I think the year before that, Benfica really, they might have won the league on a final day or something like that. And then if you look at them in Europe as well, they've not been that great. So I feel like as much as he's not been a manager that long, to win the league in Portugal and then for a team to demise like they have after a manager's left, it also leaves an imprint of, okay, that manager maybe was good. So I know he left obviously when there's a bit of a little dip, but for me, I'll put him in average, but he's got potential. I think the potential's there.
I was going to say that as well. I'm quite surprised he hasn't actually had a managerial job since 2019 because he went to Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea, and he was there on as assistant to Carlos Carvajal when he got relegated at Swansea in the Premier League. So I'm quite surprised he hasn't had a job since, man. So, but he's definitely got high potential winning the league at Benfica. It's not the hardest thing to do, but like Ty said, they've not done it since. So man, there's definitely high potential with him, and I think his record he actually been pretty decent, man. I think he had six straight wins when he first come in as Watford manager. He's kept the spine of the team as well.
Bruno Lage is
sorry, Wolves manager. Sorry. Yeah, Wolves man. Yeah. So yeah, man. I feel like there's a question mark on him for this season. I feel like it's gonna be a bit difficult to take over what Nuno's done. Obviously with Nuno, like he's brought them back into the Prem and he sustained them. Where all the other times when Wolves have come in the Prem, they've literally just made up the numbers and have gone straight back down. But this time, well, since Nuno's come in, they've been a team where they're very difficult to break down. Not the best to watch. So I think it's going to be a lot of eyes on him this season.
Because with Bruno Lage, someone said, is he attacking? From what I've heard, people have said he's a lot more attacking than Nuno. I don't think that says much, but let's see how he does, innit? Because I think I said it last time in my prediction video. I think this Wall side is an interesting side, isn't it? Because now Jimenez is back. Massive bonus. Pedro Neto should be coming back from... Yeah, Pedro Neto should be coming back from an injury. Trincao is obviously brilliant. Adama Traore, for me, well, he's decent kind of thing, innit? And obviously, like people have been saying, Neves has been playing a lot more further forward in pre-season and has looked good.
Yeah, interesting debate. Interesting debate. Sure. Obviously, I know it's a bit off topic, but the Neves, I saw you man, the Neves debate yesterday with that video clip about him, that role.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you think he'll stick with the three at the back? Because obviously that's what Nuno is stuck with the whole time since being in the Prem. Do you think he'll change it up or?
I can't remember what they played in pre-season now. Let me see if I can quickly find out. Yeah,
that's do you know what, Biz? That's a great question, because I hadn't thought about that. They've been so used to the three at the back, and also when you think about it, the club captain is Connor Cody, and Cody for me is not the type of defender you want in a back four. I don't think
played a back three last time against Celta Vigo.
There you go. Yeah, because for me, Cody gets found out in the back four, man. Cody definitely gets found out for me in the back four.
Make sure you like the video as well. Follow me on Twitch and obviously subscribe to Never a Foul. So we're saying Bruno Lage, average.
Yeah. Let's see what he does, man. Let's see what he does.
This should be an interesting one now. David Moyes, because listen, he was in manager of the year conversation last year.
Wow. You know what, boy, man had a tough time in it. Obviously, he come to United, and it just didn't go well for him at all. And then after that, Real Sociedad was poor. Sunderland relegated. West Ham first time round, done a job. The second spell was fantastic last season. It's the David Moyes of Everton, and I feel like this West Ham team that he's got now is suited and is very identical to that Everton team that he had for 10 seasons. Where would I put him? I'd probably say above average. You know, like he is actually a manager. Like if he's got the tools, he can have a team like challenging for top 6 and maybe pushing into top 4. I'm not sure if West Ham are going to do that again this season, but I feel like they can stay around top 6 area. I've been watching them pre-season.
Interesting. I like it. Viv is so different to me today, boy.
Ben Rama's on fire. Fornals is doing what he's doing from around end of last season. I just feel like their recruitment is a shambles, man. GSB, it's a big problem for West Ham. But David Moyes, I'd say above average, man.
I think they're signing Milenkovic, isn't it? Which should be a good signing for them. But the only reason I think West Ham will struggle here, European football now is a completely different story.
That's a point. That is a point.
Do you know what? Yeah. And I also think I'm going to take it back to last week's show when we were talking about like Lingard and obviously keep sell and stuff at United. I feel like what West Ham are missing, when you've got Souček and you've got Rice in there, you've got Nobu who signed a 1 more year deal, and then you've got Ben Rama and so forth. When you look at that team, West Ham are missing that Lingard, that ball carrier from A to B, the person of energy. When you take out Lingard outside and then you on top of European football, you're probably going to have Bowen, Ben Rama, and then Fornals maybe, because obviously they haven't got the wingers at the moment and so forth. I just feel like they're going to be slower to watch. They're not going to create as many chances. I feel like they need some legs in midfield. I feel like Souček and Rice isn't enough. And if you're going to play Ben Rama or Fornals in there, they're nice on the ball, tidy, got guile. But who's gonna get you from that end of the pitch to that end of the pitch when you're trying to break on a big pitch like the Olympic Park or away from home?
It'll be interesting to see how Ben Rama does now because he's playing more centrally.
Yeah. He's been doing pretty decent in
scored a couple bangs
so far. Do you know who else who actually had a few decent games next to Souček when Declan Rice was out? Was Lanzini. He actually looked
playing in the deeper role.
He looked tidy, bruv. Very tidy. I think he was away at Wolves when they won 3-2, and he was brilliant there. But then injury again. He's another one that can't stay fit. So I think squad depth is gonna be a massive part to play for West Ham this season. But like Moyes has had this experience now with managing a team in Europe. He did it with Everton when they unfortunately they missed out on the Champions League playoff, and obviously he had them in the Europa League, and they still managed to finish in the top 10 or top 8. So I feel like I think West Ham will be all right this season. I think they'll finish around top 10 again.
Yeah, I think it'll be a mid-table finish for them. Like, they still need to sign another striker for me, because when Mikel Arteta gets injured, I think they'll struggle.
Yeah.
I think they're so reliant on him. They still got a Halle money, to be fair. Let's see what they do with that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I forgot,
Yarmolenko's also back now as well.
You know what? He's one that I think needs to get a fair crack at the whip, man, because I don't think he's been given a chance by Moyes yet. And I feel like when Moyes doesn't fancy someone, he just doesn't fancy someone. We saw the same with it with like I know Shinji Kagawa he was trying to play him out wide, but when he was at United, he just completely just didn't fancy him. And then it was just kind of the end for Shinji. And then LVG came in and sold him. I just feel like Moyes, he likes his players to work hard. He demands them work hard football first. And I think that's why he's got so far with West Ham. But as much as I hated him at United, he's got to go above average due to his CV, I suppose.
I'm not going to lie, I probably would prefer to start Bowen over Yarmolenko. He just gives you a little bit more.
Yeah, I hear that, but it's kind of like Yarmolenko's an option for them, isn't it? Like, in terms of squad depth.
It's a great option. That's a great option to have.
And especially, like, say, like, you might need Yarmolenko at times to play up front. He can play there. So let's see how he does. Next manager, Nuno. Don't know where I put him up. You see with Nuno, I think towards the end of his Wolves regime, I thought he was holding them back in it. But I still have to give him credit, give him credit in it. So I'll still say, as a coach, I think he's decent. He's made Wolves one of the hardest sides to beat over the last couple of years. Which is why I would say above average.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much in it. I think Nuno is above average. And I think when you get a job from Wolves to Spurs, that just shows that the potential of what the club Spurs see him as the manager to take them forward, that's held in high regard as well, because you've gone from Poch to Mourinho to then Nuno. You don't want to be sinking loads of ships. They obviously see that Nuno is a top manager. And I just feel like, for me, it's not that at Wolves he flopped, they got found out. I just think that it was... There's certain things that come to an end in it. And I feel like it was the perfect time for him and the club to say, do you know what? I've taken you as far as I can with this squad. It's time for me to say, right, you guys, go and develop. I'm going to go on to new chapters. And I think there might be a bit of a new lease of life in him. I think, he stabilized them. I think Spurs need a bit of stabilization as well. And I think that's what's going to carry him well into the Spurs club, because he kept that with Wolves. He just kept them steady as a ship, and he'll do that with Spurs before then investing into the window. And I think Christian Romero is perfect if they're looking to go to a back three or even in a back four with his pace and mobility. I think that's a quality signing.
I think this is the biggest thing for me. Raul Jimenez was a massive loss last season, because they were relying on a Fabio Silva coming into a new league. He's still like 18 or something. And he struggled big time.
Man. And do you know what? It took away Adama Traore, what he offered.
Yeah.
He likes to obviously get to the touchline and put crosses in. And the amount of assists he was given for Jimenez was a joke, which is the reason why a lot of people were saying, can Traore make that step to a bigger club? And obviously last season, he just literally went off the rails, man. But
that's why I think it's unfair, don't you think, Biz, though, when teams get an injury and then people say, oh, but it's only one injury, but people don't realise what one injury can do to a whole side when you're at a level like Wolves or West Ham. They're not Man City. They can't just draft man in. They're not Man United where Rashford goes and Sancho comes in. Players like Jimenez, they are everything when you're trying to score goals and you're in a system.
He was the glue to everything that they done.
100%.
For real. Yeah, man, above average, as I say, is about right for me. But it's going to be very difficult for him at Tottenham, though, because with all the situations with Harry Kane that he's having to sort out off the pitch and pre-season so far, Spurs have not looked great. But and also Spurs want to win a trophy as well. I'm not sure if he's the man to do that straight away. But over time, who knows, man? He might build something.
Can't lie, you see this here? I'm thinking of it right now. Bielsa should probably be in top manager, considering all the managers in above manager category.
The only thing is his honours, though, isn't it? Like he's only really won a Copa America. He's come.
You know what? Yeah, we'll see at the end of the
I'm sure
show.
he's won a
Who else will go in that category?
Gold Cup. A Gold Cup, sorry, Olympic gold medalist. He was a finalist in the Copa America, finalist in the Europa League. That he's more known for just knocking United out of Europa League, really, before coming to Leeds.
What? Wait. He wasn't the manager of Bilbao, was he?
Yeah. He was on that base, like battered United.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that makes sense now for them passing us off the puck.
yeah, for real.
Okay. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna go. I know what's kind of. I see Bays is itching his chin because I know what the comments.
I want to see this.
I know.
Let's go. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Where would you rank him?
Elite.
Nah. Let's be serious.
Nah, do you know what? Above average, man.
Huh?
Above average.
Above
what? Like, what are you
You're having
asking
a laugh.
for him, bro?
I don't think the guy's a better coach than Graham Potter.
But he's on the same level then, isn't it?
Same level.
I want Statman and Biz to debate this because I wanted to see what Biz would say. Go on, Biz. Explain why you think he's above average.
No. You don't go first. You don't go first because I just got a feeling it's just gonna be like, nah, bro. Put Ole in poor. Like, let's.
No. I'll be generous. Below average.
Fucking hell.
Wow. Below average as well.
Bro. Fucking hell.
See,
bro.
so
below average for me, he would have been sacked already.
yeah.
But he probably should have been sacked though.
Come on,
for hitting the targets that he's meant to be hitting. First season, yeah. What expectations were to finish top 4? Finish third.
Listen, has he won a trophy? The answer is no.
No, bruv. I get that, bruv. But like when he came
Listen,
in,
remember keeping manager as a manager.
As a manager, as a manager, I think like he's above average.
As a manager.
Yeah. Coach, not quite there, but I feel like he's hitting them targets right now. He was given a 3-year deal to steady the ship and to potentially get Man United back towards closing the gap for top of the league. There was no trophies involved in this, yeah? He's hit all these targets. I don't know what more he has to do, to be fair. I don't know what more, like...
Techie, this is tense. I'm actually, do you know what? I came on here and my gut instinct was that when I saw you put the tier list up, I'm going to put average because if I'm putting a coach like Hasenhuttl in there and Bruno Lage, who's won a trophy as well, I don't think Ollie's been around as manager of Manchester United long enough to go in that Nuno and sort of David Moyes category. But then we're putting Graham Potter, who's just shown us. Yeah, but Graham Potter's just shown us that he can play good, attractive football. So all of a sudden we're putting him in above average because we're saying, we've seen Brighton play good football. Like
with Brighton though, with the players they have.
Yeah, I get it. But we're just saying,
where did they finish? They still finished like 15th.
Exactly. That's why I'm
talking about Brighton. We expect United to finish above Brighton. Let's get that clear.
Yeah, no, we do.
Yeah, and we did. However, second, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we finished second.
We didn't finish 7th or 8th. Where
and that's why he's below average.
With Arsenal, when Arteta came to Arsenal just finished. Didn't Arsenal finish 5th or something? He's gone down.
There's agendas, there's agendas, and there's the Ole agenda. The Ole agenda is mad.
If I had an Ole agenda, he'll be in poor. I'm being generous. I'm playing him below average. Listen,
right, 4 semi-finals. Still got us to them 4 semi-finals. Better than a lot of these other managers that are in the Premier League currently. Yes, we haven't won a trophy. We got to the final, lost it. I know. We want to win. We want to be winning trophies. But however, since Ollie's come in, for me, I don't think we've got any worse. So for me, how can I mark him below average when he's done? For me, he's better than Mourinho in terms of how I feel as a manager. Yes, he hasn't won the trophies, and Van Gaal as well. So for me, he's average. He's not below and he's not above. If he wins something, if he'd won Europa League, would you be saying he's above or average?
Average.
That man, brother.
Average. That's fair. If you won the Europa League,
I want to be winning. I want to be winning trophies.
I would say if there was an in between average and above average, I'd say that.
He's average.
He's done his job. He's done his job.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Yeah,
he's hit the target.
He's done his job. He finished top 4. He's finished third. He's finished second. Next year, I've always said it. This is
no
judgment
way-
year. This is
There's
year.
no way. Listen, all right, cool. We could win the FA Cup. We could win Europa Leagues and that, bruv, innit? Like, listen, we're not going to boast about them cups. That's not Man United style, bruv. We want to boast about winning leagues and Champions League.
Which he hasn't done.
Nah.
Which he hasn't done.
But tell me,
No
Statman,
other manager
bruv,
would have.
tell me,
No other
Statman,
manager
when he
would have
came
won
to
us
Man
the league or
United, bruv,
Champions
Did you
League.
expect him? Did you expect that Man United team to win the league within a year? Be honest. Do you really expected that Man United team with Lukaku up front,
Listen.
Sanchez with 4 goals in a year, yeah, Marcelo hardly getting any moments, fucking Rashford playing on the left, sometimes playing.
I hear
on
that. I hear that. But you see, last season, I expected him to get further in the Champions League. Failed to do that. Finished third. He should not be losing against Leipzig. Looking at the plays you have, I expected him to win the Europa League. Failed to do that. What more excuses? I think below average is fair. Wait. First, let me
in the first place.
Yeah, we were there because of Oli. But let me read the super chat first. Big up Goldvand with the super chat. Graham Potter deserves a bigger club. Top manager. 100% agree with that.
If Oli got sacked, would you take Potter?
I think it'll be one move too soon for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like we said earlier, I think a Tottenham or Everton would be the right.
Do you know
move
the
for
fact
him.
that Oli causes so much debate because some people like him and some people don't? Yeah, I think he's got to go in average. If he was below average, I think Biz hit the nail on the head. The one sentence that Biz said there was, if he was below average, he would have been sacked. And that is the truth. We've sacked managers in the past who have won trophies. Louis van Gaal got sacked after winning the FA Cup. Mourinho got sacked. You know, he won 2 trophies.
I hear that, yeah, but remember what we said about Rafa Benitez? We looked at Rafa Benitez as a whole in terms of his entire managerial career. Kind of thing, innit? Same thing we've done with Bielsa.
The thing is, yeah, you're bigging up Graham Potter for smashing it in Sweden, but didn't Ole do the same thing in Norway?
I swear when he went back to Molde the second time he didn't win the league.
All right, cool. But the first time, bruv, Molde had not won the league for like 100 years. They've never won the league. He went there and he won the league.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna put Potter and him in the same, then come on, innit? Like,
but at the same time, first of all, Graham Potter plays better football. Secondly, I think he got Aston from like the 4th division or something, all the way up. Played Arsenal, beat them.
I'm average. I've just got to go average. I can't go below average and I can't go above because he's not above average. I'm gonna not get that twisted.
So we're all on 3 different levels now, innit?
And we're all on relegated Cardiff.
You got Cardiff relegated as well.
Yeah, you got Cardiff relegated. Cool.
Yeah.
You
know what it is? Do you know what this rage comes from? Yeah, this rage comes from all of us wanting Oli to do so well. But also, like I said to you, when he got given the job anyway, there's people that didn't want him to get the job in the first place. So they're never going to be satisfied, even if he wins the Champions League. If we gonna win the league this year, there will be man that will say they want Oli out still. Oh, he won it on a fluke, and I still don't think he's the manager to take us forward. Like, trust me, no matter what, yeah, he's never gonna be the manager that satisfied people at Manchester United, whether he wins things or not. So I just think it's one of them ones we've got to suck it up, ride the wave. Ollie's here to stay. He's just got a 3-year deal. He's just signed Sancho and Varane. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think if he wins the league, yeah, everyone will have to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his credits. Like I've always said, I want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win the league.
They will not.
But then you kind of know if a person has an agenda or not, innit? But big up Miles Johnson with a super chat. Ollie's managerial pedigree is average. I think you're being generous. I think it's below average.
Yeah, average. I'm saying average. I'm going in between you two because
over 13 years as a manager. Even Tapping Tobe says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Wait, you saying he isn't below average?
Big up Toes, man. He knows, man.
Listen, I read that wrong. I thought you said he's below average.
Nah, he's average. Like, he's not above average because he hasn't done that extra thing of winning something, yeah? But he's not below because, like Biz said, he would have been gone. This is Manchester United. If he was below average, he would not be at the club. He's come in, finished third, finished second. We haven't won a trophy. I'd love
to get Statman's favourite players, bring them on here and let them answer that question. The likes of Pogba, the likes of Rashford, and who else? Mason Greenwood, bruv. Because apparently my man didn't bring through Greenwood. He's not, you get me?
But I think every single player in that squad respects Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And obviously what he done as a player. Secondly, for example, Paul Pogba was managed by him in the academy.
But they've all played under some of the best managers ever in Van Gaal. And
they also won trophies under every other manager other than Ole.
Yeah, cool.
Listen, you see, this is why I like the show, yeah? Because me and Biz, we're just never going to agree. But it creates some good drama for everyone in the comments.
I love it, though. I love it.
Hey, what are we actually saying on Ole, though? People in the chat, because we got 3 different things.
It's got to be average, man. It could not be below average. It can't be above. Like, forget Oli agenda aside.
I can
you start
understand it
average.
being an average, but I'd say just above average for the job that he's doing at United.
People are saying
I think when we were top of the league in January, everyone was saying this feels like this has come a bit too soon, don't you reckon? This is like a year in advance. Shouldn't be here right now. But then,
Do you know what? Look
when
at
we
that.
knocked off the
Find
top,
Daps's comment. Find Daps's comment. Do you know what? Fair play. He's actually, you start at average. Your trophy moves your rating up. A relegation gets your ratings down. Therefore, no trophies. Oh no, I don't agree. I thought he said average. He says therefore no trophies in a relegation means below average. But I'm not judging that with a Cardiff thing. I think you start average, and what he's done is sustained his job, what he's meant to do at the club, in terms of the stability wise, and we've improved every year, but not won the trophy. So for me, he's average, because if he'd won the Europa League, he would definitely be an average. And then, do you know what I mean? And I will.
said, whose phrase at H game? I said Steve Bruce could achieve everything Ole has at United. Wow, I hear that.
Do you know what? Yeah,
Well, you
he
see
got
this
relegated
comment
at
right
Cardiff. That was shocking. Yeah, simple as that. Like, they were poor, but there's no hiding from that. However, I just think, if anything, that experience is, if we're gonna just hold on to that and say in 15 years' time, oh, but you got Cardiff relegated. Like, for me, I've moved past that. He was relegated with them. That's the proof's in the pudding. However, I'm talking about what he's done as Manchester United manager now, and the pressures are different. We're not talking Cardiff City now. We're talking managing.
Yeah,
Manchester
but he did get relegated
United.
for Cardiff. We still have to take that into consideration.
No, we do. But I'm talking about managing Cardiff and managing Manchester United are two different ends of the spectrum. He's at Manchester United now. The expectations are high. We want to see trophies. Hopefully, we see that this year. But in terms of league position, which is judged over 38 league games, he finished third and then second, like behind Man City. Are we better than Man City?
The thing is, it wasn't even a title challenge like that. I swear we finished like 11 points behind Man City.
Yeah, it was. It was a title challenge till Feb, but we want a title challenge until April, May.
Second hype, man. This coming right here, Statman, can you make a poll on YouTube? I'll be honest, I don't know how to do it. I don't know if the mods can do it. If they have the powers, but
do you know what's mad? It's so mad that every manager we can just debate. As soon as Oli comes into any conversation, it's just.
No, you know what it is here? Because everyone's so passionate about their clubs, isn't it?
They are, man.
And we want the best for United in a way. Oh, you can't. Listen, I'll try to learn it for next time with polls and stuff.
I'll be disappointed. I'll be disappointed if we come off this stream and Ollie's in below average. I'll be like, come on, man. Like, he's average.
Bro, the people that are going to put him below average, people are probably going to fucking vote poor, bro.
They would.
When I asked last time, most of it was
people
poor.
expect Man United to win the league and Champions League every single year, even regarding what the team is. Man United have to win it because Man United's name is box office. So Man United have to win the league. No less than that. It's poor, innit? But
I remember when I said that,
no one takes.
I was fuming that day. Listen, I remember when I said that. You know what it was? I think
paid by United, bro. I've given up my membership after 17 years because I'm Glazers out, bro.
You know what it was? You see, with trophies, I think it was probably one of the trophies. I think it might be the Leicester game. We went out and I said it. I was so angry that day. But listen, people are saying it's my channel. I've got the call, and I'm gonna say below average.
Wow, Statman Bains' crown court has got below.
Listen, has to be done. Let's be honest, we're putting on the same category.
Statman Bains is the big man of this thing. I don't care, blood. You're
Biz, we need to hope now that we come to this conversation at the end of the May, and Bains we're gonna upgrade Ollie. We have to upgrade him. Ollie, man, do your thing.
I want that to happen because I want to win the league. Hopefully, we win the league, win the Champions League, and then we can put Ollie in top manager. I'll be happy with that.
Okay. What puts him in above average for you then?
Above average.
Yeah, because we don't want let's be honest, Manchester United with Varane and Sancho, we don't want an average season. We want to be challenging and win. So what gets him into above average for you?
I would say winning the league will put him in above average. Competing, well, it depends, innit, how you compete. Like if we're in the title race by, as I said, April, May time, then maybe above average, but probably average, depending on obviously it depends on how we play our football, is on it. Like I want to see progressive football and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in the top manager if he won the league. I agree. I'll put him in above average if he won the league because you can't just jump to top manager because you've won one league.
Yeah. Next manager,
Wow,
Pep
man.
Guardiola. I think it's probably one of the easiest ones.
It's elite. To be honest, he's number one for me. If I had to pick,
Yeah.
if I had to pick like who's the number one, it'd be him. Simple as that. Everyone knows.
Top.
This is an interesting one now.
All
Brendan
levels.
Rodgers.
Do you know what?
Rodgers.
Because I'll be honest,
Ooh.
you see
Above
me,
average.
yeah, it's a tight one between above average and top manager.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone to Celtic. Was he won the treble twice?
Was in like 10-10 or something, or 9 trophies in
Yeah,
like 3 years or something.
yeah.
So I don't think you
Swansea,
can...
when he was promoted with Swansea, that was a really good Swansea team. Literally, he left that team for Brian Laudrup to just smash it and win League Cup. And obviously, since he's gone to Leicester, man, he's picked up from where they left off. Actually, no, Leicester was pretty in the dumps, weren't they? Innit? After that, is it Silva? Mario Silva was manager.
Marco Silva, yeah, he's at Fulham now.
Yeah, Marco Silva. Yeah, there was almost in the dump really. So like, what he's done there rewards, man, and yeah, man, applauds. He's been good. So I'll definitely say below. No, above average.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go top manager. You know,
I was thinking.
Yeah, the reason I go top manager is I think when I look what he done at Liverpool when he got him so close to winning the title, that can kind of, you could say, make or break a manager at times. However, he took a step back, went to Celtic and done what he done at Celtic. And let's not get it twisted. I know Celtic on a rampage and winning everything that year and the prior years, but he still had to go there and do that. And what he's done, he's got that mentality of winning things. And then he's come back down to the Premier League. And it's not like he's not got a job at Chelsea or Manchester United or Man City. He's got a job at Leicester City. We know Leicester won the league with Claudio Ranieri. Yes, people could say it was a fluke, but they got the job done no matter what. The proof's in the pudding. It was, can he replicate what Ranieri's done? Can he make them that one step further of not just winning the league, but make them that sort of top 4 contesting team, being consistent? He's taken a Leicester team to that level, consistency. And I think that's what makes you a top manager. It's not about, like I said, if Ollie, literally rewind 2 minutes ago, if Ollie wins the league, he's not a top manager because he's won the league once. Rodgers has maintained levels of consistency. He's gone and beat Man City the other day. Yes, they might have rested players. He's won an FA Cup. And at the end of the day, he's got them to top 4 near the final day of the season twice. And like, they've been so unlucky. Obviously, they've not made it. But for me, if I had to look at the 1 to 20 managers, I had Rodgers 4th on my list as top 4 managers in the league. So for me, if he's the 4th best in the on my list currently in the league, then he's a top manager, man. And I think whoever gets him after Leicester are getting a good manager. No one's going to be cussing. Everyone's going to be saying, do you know what? Let's see what he can do. And
you know what?
Look at the recruitment.
You know what the biggest thing I say about Brendan Rodgers here? Like, look at Leicester for the last couple of years. They get injuries every single season and a lot of injuries. And they're still always thereabouts. Like, the Community Shield, for example, I know City had a weakened side. But yeah, like Daniel Marty at centre-back.
Yeah, Daniel Marty at centre-back. And then they have Dewsbury Hall and Samare coming in at the 70th minute. And don't get it twisted, it was still 0-0 then. They had to come in and do a job. Their wheels didn't fall off. He actually backs his players, gives them confidence and says, right, go in and do your job. Luke Thomas, a left back, still comes in, does his job. For me, you go Pep, Klopp, Tuchel and Rodgers in the top 4 managers in the league. So for me, I think Rodgers is a top manager. And you know what the best part about Brendan Rodgers is that when you look at him, right, he's not that old. He's still got many years in management ahead. So we're sitting talking about Rodgers now in this confidence. In 5-10 years time, he could have achieved a lot more. So, you know, there's a manager there who's begging to win the top trophies, man.
The only reason I'm not putting him top just yet is the fact that he's bottled top 4 twice on the plate last day of the season.
But you know what I say about that injuries?
And I feel like Leicester fans right this minute would have taken that over the FA Cup win. I know the FA Cup win was lovely, it was nice, it was romance for them. Do you know what I mean? Bringing the owner down was lovely. But I feel like if they would have had their name in that Champions League draw, I think they would have taken that, man.
But Biz,
I think for a club with the size of Leicester, I think they would rather win the FA Cup, innit? Because I think in terms of the sentimental value and stuff as well, it meant.
But you see, like now, bruv, you see when you're not in the Champions League and you hear that music, fam, and you're like, fucking hell, bruv. Two times on the last day of the season, we have bottled it.
Yeah, but if you
You
look
don't
at
think
it,
that
yeah.
hurts?
So now I actually think they would rather win the FA Cup because they're not a team like Manchester United where you demand to be in the
Nah.
Champions League. If you look at Leicester City last year, if we go back to the start of last season and we spoke to Leicester and said, right, you're going to be in a battle for top 4 in the last day of the season, they probably would have been not a little bit surprised, but they would have been like, whoa, like we'll definitely take that because their aim wasn't to be in the Champions League, I'd say, at the start of last season. I think their aim was to get into Europe, and if they won a trophy, that's the biggest bonus. I think winning the FA Cup for
their
them
aim was to get
more
top 4.
important.
I think their aim was definitely to get top 4, especially missing out on last day against us, and then to do it same again. Obviously, winning a cup is.
You know what I say with top 4?
Take that away, innit?
I think top 4 for Leicester is a bonus, but I don't think it's like an expectation kind of thing because they're not that sort of club right now, kind of thing that you have to. Comparing them to like United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, they should not be getting top 4.
What if they what if they do the same thing this season and they get to they're in the top 4 all season, and then when it gets to the last couple games, they don't make it.
It depends on like the context around that time, innit? With injuries and stuff. Nah, because he's done a phenomenal job there. He's won the league. Well, he's not the league. He's won a trophy. He's got them consistently battling for the top 4, which as I said, for a club with the size of Leicester, I think that's fine with them.
Boy, I don't know.
Maybe this year they might progress a bit more in Europe.
I remember Europe and stuff. A year ago when he bottled it against Man United, man was saying Rodgers, bottle manager. Man, we're calling him a bottle manager. Yes, I know he's won the FA Cup, but I'm just saying these things have happened. People talk. For football fans, forget things, bruv, man. We're reactionary. And I'm just saying to you, if this time next summer they're not in the Champions League, I feel like questions will be asked, bruv, man, regardless of him winning that FA Cup or not.
Nah, I don't know, man. I think if they finish in the top 6,
bro, they
sacked
their manager when they what was it? The second season. What was his name? Ranieri after winning the league.
Yeah, but Ranieri kind of did have them in the bottom 10. I think it was, isn't it?
No, I hear that, but bro, man just won the league.
Yeah, but
ruthless, man. They're ruthless. Leicester are ruthless set, bro, man. That's the reason why they have a system that is working right there because they're
okay, do you know what? I got a question for you. Like, let's flip it 12 months from now, yeah, and say 8 months from now, and we say we get to May next year, and they're in the same predicament of right, they could win the FA Cup because they're in the final or get top 4 because they've won the FA Cup now. Would you say they would now prioritize top 4 because they've won the trophy?
Potentially, yeah.
Because I'll still go with the FA Cup, innit? FA Cup, Europa League. I think that's a brilliant season for Leicester.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that as a fan, yeah, I'd rather win a trophy, innit? Maybe as a club, as a whole kind of thing, in terms of like the finances, they'll rather have Champions League football. But as a fan, trophies any single day. I don't remember top 4, but I remember a trophy.
I hear that.
Yeah, I think last year definitely take the FA Cup. I just question if they get to the same position in May next year, if they'll be like, right, they want top 4 because they've already won the FA Cup. But yeah, for me, top manager, man, Brendan Rodgers, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sean Dyche. You know what?
It's just average,
I say he's average, you know. I think the guy's just a Premier League manager.
Yeah, he's just average. He's just a cup of tea. He's just a standard cup of tea, 2 sugars, give it a stir. You know what you're getting, innit?
Yeah, he does enough to keep his job.
Does enough.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of agreeing with that. Let's see what the chat say on Sean Dyche.
Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button as well for Statman. You can follow us at Never a Foul as well, man.
Yep. Make sure you guys do that. People saying average. Yeah, I think that's fair, you know.
Yeah.
You can't put him. Well, actually, let's see. I don't know, man. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because we have to look at like Burnley squad as a whole, innit? And I'll be honest, I think the squad is dead.
Oh, it's what it's just stability. How long have they been in the Prem now? Like over in the last 10 years? I think they've missed out 1 year or something in the last 10.
Yeah, I'd say probably about 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah, like there's no one probably better than him managing Burnley because their expectation is just to finish 15th every year. And they do that. They're hard to, and you know what? It's not even about Burnley, yeah. And people saying, putting them in that category of average. For me, they're quite hard to break down. Like they're not easy to beat. There's a reason why people say, who United got on Tuesday? Oh, we got Burnley. Like, and you're like, because why should Burnley be making man feel like that? So you got to put context.
It's a tough place to go, innit?
player.
exactly.
He's
You've got to
just like a
you've
Tony
got to put
Pulis, innit?
context into it, man. And that's what Burnley make people do. They make you feel like, oh, it's Burnley. Like teams could slip up there. So for me, he's got to be average, man.
Yeah,
But you know what? Yeah, I hope Burnley get relegated. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I do not want to see like Greenwood or something playing Burnley or something like Matty Lowton or something tackling the guy. Allow it.
Oh, do you remember his goal he scored at Palace? Banger.
Matty Lowton.
Yeah, that goal
Remember his
was
goal
sick.
for Villa? He scored at Stoke off the chest and volley top.
Yeah. He does. He
Fantastic
loves his little
goal, man.
check.
You know what? Yeah, I just remember this as well. Burnley signings, they don't really sign a lot of players, do they?
Nah,
And
do you
he
remember
still does a
last year
very
they
consistent
couldn't.
job.
Last year they couldn't either.
Yeah.
They knew to go in with like youth players in that.
Exactly. Which is why I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, listen, you have to give him his flowers, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know
Next
what? I want
person.
to see them relegated.
I think everyone does.
It's not really a place United go and get points from. And I think we've only beaten them once at home in the last five times. So
Yeah, it's true.
like get them out of the Prem now, bro. Man, they remind me of Stoke and Wimbledon in the 90s, bro. Just physical and just in your face, but difficult to break down at times. So yeah, get them out, man.
This should be an interesting one. Thomas Frank, because he's done a very, very good job at Brentford. What is it, 2 seasons in a row now to finish third?
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Yeah. And he's done well with his recruitment as well, losing Watkins and Ben Rama and bringing in that Mbuema and Ivan Toney. You know, they've been 2 crazy signings for them, and that a lot of goals and assists have come from them too. They've got a new stadium. I wasn't sure after they lost to Fulham in the
Playoff final.
in the playoff finals, but I didn't know how they were going to react to that. That's losing to your big rivals, you know, next door, and you lost in the final, but especially when you're favourites as well. And they've done really well, man, to bounce back and get back promoted up. It's going to be a big season for them, though.
I kind of agree with the chat. I think average is what we can say from what we've seen right now, innit? Let's see how he does in the Premier League.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I'm happy. I won't say too much. I'm happy to go with that. I think to bounce back from the playoffs again, and then get them up through the playoffs where they've had so many near misses. At least he's the manager that's got him up where Dean Smith couldn't get him up. So I think there you go. You got to put him in average, man.
Thomas Tuchel, I would say elite.
Yeah.
Won the Champions League, done his thing he done all right. Well, actually, he done fairly well, to be fair, at PSG. And then at Dortmund, he done his thing as well.
Just like if he put Brendan Rodgers top manager, like surely Tuchel.
Yeah, do you know what? Only because I put Tuchel in it just because of what he's done this year. You know, if he hadn't won the Champions League,
then top manager.
Then he would be in top manager. But I can't lie. When you go to Chelsea and you do that within 6 months and not even be able to instill your players, like your sort of your tempo into the players, then man, he's done his job. Third best manager in the league right now.
Won the Champions League with no signings.
Yeah.
Have to give the guys flowers. This should be an interesting one. Patrick Vieira. I'll be honest. I think right now he's in the poor category.
I'd say poor as well, man.
Yeah, wow. I didn't think everyone was going to do that. I was coming with a French top today as well.
Apart from his first season at Nice, all his other managerial positions have just been... I mean, he was all right at New York City. I think he got into the playoffs. But, man, that guy's just not really... I'm surprised he even got the Palace job. I'm surprised Palace didn't go for... I thought they would have tried to brought back someone like a Pardew, innit? Do you know something? They just know... They have that know-how of that staying up in the Premier League.
I don't like Vieira, man. I think the signings he's made is all right. Like, with Conor Gallagher, he's signed Mark Guay, signed Michael Elise, who's going to be a good player, by the way, people, from Reading, very talented winger. But I just don't think Vieira in general is cut out for management. If Vieira was ever going to manage, he needs to go and manage in Qatar. One of the Middle East countries. Like, he's just more made for that. Yeah, I know business creasing, but I feel like Vieira's just one of them, man, that he can't cut it in the Prem. I think he's going to get found out, man, and his name just carries his weight. So, poor manager. I'm glad, I swear down, I wore this French top today because I just thought I was going to come on a Vieira smoke, but I thought, these men are not going to put him in poor. And then when Bains just said it and you were like, I was like, wrong.
Yeah, I can't lie, I was surprised at that as well. Big up Rants in the comments as well. But big up with Vieira, Now, he was in the MLS, failed. You said at Nice, he started well, and then he's kind of like stagnated and kind of fallen. He's kind of on the decline kind of thing with him, which is why for me, he just has to be Paul.
I think he could be the first manager to see P45, man. Tell you the truth.
Man said
I'm not even gonna lie.
You know what? I think it's between Vieira.
I feel it for him, bro. Innit? Like he's one of the man. He's a brother, but it's the wrong team to go to. I think
it's between Vieira and Daniel Farke because I think now Norwich surely, if it ain't going right this time, they'll sack him in it. Because last time they kept the faith for the full season.
That's true. He's got a good relationship with the owners, hasn't he? So.
And now the Watford guy, the guy whose name I forgot how you pronounce it.
Cisco, like the song.
I was looking at his managerial career. The guy hasn't really been a manager for that long, has he?
Nah, you can't. He's hard to judge, man. I looked. Obviously, he's played at a lot of clubs, but as a manager, yeah, like he's won Championship Player Manager of the Month, March 20, and after that, he won the league with Dynamo Tbilisi, which I'll be honest with you, I don't know where that is.
Georgian champions, isn't it?
Oh wow, like. Yes, man. Right. Do you know what though? It's interesting that he's won the League of Valencia, won the UEFA Cup and that as well. So his mentality, he knows how to win things. So it's just interesting to see how he does with Watford. But let's be honest.
I like how he's kept the spine of the team though. Like Foster, Cathcart, Cleverley, Deeney, Gray. Obviously they've kept Sarr as well. They've added
Yao Pedro obviously going to be the exciting player for them.
Yeah, they've added Josh King and Danny Rose. I think Danny Rose would be a very good signing for them, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good signing.
But it's hard to say, isn't it, really? Because
you know what? Yeah, there should be another category between average and below average in terms of unknown quantity. Because that's what I think Bruno Lage, like this manager right here, fall into kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fully agree with this. I wonder what Rants would have put Ollie in, by the way, just while I was here.
Listen,
fam, he's probably not even going to make Paul, blood.
Oh my God, I can imagine he was on this. It would have been back and forth. Mad. Yeah, unknown. I agree. Do you know what? I agree with that, man. I think it's one of them ones where you just,
Whoa, put Bruno Lage there.
I still think the Brentford manager should go in there,
Yeah, I think in the Premier League is a bit of an unknown quantity.
Yeah, it's an unknown.
I thought Norwegian Mr. B saying Ole not being in Paul is giving me PTSD,
Ollie down there, Ollie's not even nearly Ollie's nearly touching the red light. Oh my God.
I don't know, like Ole, blood. Wicked, man. Wicked.
Hey, listen, you wanted to put him in the same category as Marcelo Bielsa. That's all I'm trying to say. Try to think above average. And you try to put Brendan Rodgers above average as well, Him in the same category as Ollie.
Ollie's in I can't believe Ollie's not in average, man. I still got to let it run. Ollie's in average for me, Rants, man. Gotta be. But
so what are you saying for the? I would do unknown quantity for
I think that's only fair, really, because we don't really know much about him.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm breaking it down now. I'm just looking at it, and I think, to be fair, other than Ollie, like I'm actually happy with that. I think that's a very fair, accommodating list, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's perfect. I think Ollie deserves to be there. I think could be a bit generous, kind of thing.
Man, I need Ollie to prove him wrong, man. I don't even.
Stop it, man.
But anyway,
Baines kills me.
Norwegian Mr. Bean, fam. Okay, now.
Yeah, what are we saying about this now? Because we had a discussion about Bielsa. Would you move Bielsa one tier up?
What is he on?
He's on above average right now.
He's about
we're
right,
talking
man.
coaches, then but I don't think so as a collective, man. I think we've got to see what Leeds do this year.
He's done very well to bring Leeds back into the Prem, but that's it, man. Like,
we'd only bring Leeds
for
back
a long time as well. He's been managing for a long time. He's been at Lazio. Do you know what I mean? He's been at big clubs, man, and he's not really sustained it there, man.
Wait, what? Actually, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will bring Leeds up?
Huh?
Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have brought Leeds up?
Would have brought Leeds up?
Just asking.
I don't know, bruv.
Interesting.
No idea.
Yeah. I think styles. I think it's like boxing. Styles make fights, and Ollie. Yeah, he just suits what us right now, even though I know there's other top managers. I just feel like he's not doing as bad as what everyone is doing in it. But it's one of them, man. It's been a good debate again, man. It's just funny. It's just funny because I'm laughing because I'm already mentally preparing myself for what this season has in store for us, man.
Mr. Bean is joking, you know.
There's going to be some difficult conversations. Like already, if we don't beat Leeds on Saturday, the conversations are just...
God. I'm not coming next Tuesday if we lose to Leeds. I'm not coming next Tuesday.
This thing, bro, Zan's going to bully him.
I'm going to bury me alive and that. No, man, fun that.
Oh, my God.
No,
listen,
with that,
I hope you're alive next week. I hope United win, and we'll see what happens, innit? Right, saying all the managers you have with him haven't promoted Leeds and having them finish in the top half of the table. See, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Do you think we're being a bit harsh on Bielsa?
As a coach, this is what I'm saying. Like, as a coach, he's so sick. But I just think as a manager, did he adapt enough last season to show us? And like Biz said, he's been around so long. Should he have maybe more honours because he's been around so long? Let's flip it around. Like, he's a top manager, but should he have a bit more honours? So that's what people could ask as well. So that's why I think above average. But as a coach, he's top. But I just want to see what Leeds can do this year. Even though Leeds' squad is what worries me because they're 11 sick, but their squad depth is actually quite poor, you know.
See, that's what I was kind of saying. It's kind of like, you see towards the end of the season, though, I do think Leeds and Bielsa were defensively a lot more secure in it, which is why I'm kind of caught in two minds with Bielsa. But let's see. Chat, top manager or above average? Because I think that's the only way we can really decide it.
Yeah. It is. Smash the like and subscribe button, man. Statman's doing big things on the channel as well. Obviously, you can check us, Never a Foul, a Manchester United podcast, Trafford Tunnel, which we've got a season preview at 8 o'clock, actually, which is going to be another Ollie debate. Boy, probably. And then Bains is on tomorrow, actually. So Bains is going to be coming on our channel tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And we've got a good show in store for you there as well. So definitely make sure you tune into that as well. Big up.
Yeah, I'm saying more top manager for Bielsa. So that's the list then. I think that's fair, you know.
Yeah. Having you clock, there's a rhythm, all threes.
Other than the last category in pool. But anyway, that's the list.
Okay. Just quickly, before we wrap it up, who's going to be the first manager that's going to get sacked?
Oh, yeah. I think it's between the Watford, Vieira, and Daniel Farke.
Yeah. I think the Watford
Do you know who none of you men have thrown in there?
Who, Ollie?
Nah, Arteta. None of you man have thought that if Arteta starts really bad, which I don't think Arsenal are going to be that great this year. Why is it? What's he? They already want him out now, some of them. So why, if they start bad, what's going to keep him in the job? What keeps him in the job?
Don't know,
you know what it is?
I don't think he can have a worse run than he did around Christmas last year.
I think with Arteta as well, 1 game week as well now.
Oh yeah, what they missed out on the Conference League as well, innit?
No European football, and I think like we kind of know Arsenal's board are kind of slow to react, isn't it?
If they lose to Brentford, they're gonna melt. I'm just telling you now. If they lose to Brentford on Friday night, it's already sparking hell for Arteta. It's gonna be long because as much as he played for them, I just think there's no saving him if they have a bad season again, man. And you know what you just said there, Bains, which is a sick point. They're only going to be playing once a week. So if anything, that puts the pressure on him even more now because there's going to be no excuses to say, they've been traveling to Azerbaijan or Croatia. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's see how he does, innit? But anyway, that's the end of the video. Yeah. This is our rankings. Make sure you guys follow, like the button. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Never a Foul, and follow my Twitch. And we'll be back on Thursday for the first episode of the FPO.
Connection there, fam.
Am I lagging?
No, sorry. I meant to say intercepting you because you couldn't get your words out. So.
Yeah, listen, I can see Ollie doing that. But anyway, on Thursday, we're going to have our first FPO video out. So make sure you guys...
send me the league. Send me the code for your league. I'm FPL massive.
I'll give that out on Thursday because I love FPL.
Yeah, he's sick. We're doing a podcast on that as well. I'll get you on that as well. Sick.
Calm. But big up
What's
everyone.
that one? That's the Premier League one, not the Sun Dream Team. Now,
If anyone don't do Premier League, they're not legit. Let's put it out there.
And the Sun Dream Team does every competition, innit?
Nah. Biz. Don't even waste your words. Don't waste your words. FPL
On the
team,
real.
proper official, proper thing.
3 captains and all that stuff. Yeah.
Listen, Biz don't know about it, yeah. But anyway, make sure you keep your eyes peeled out for Thursday, and we'll be back with another video soon.